What's up guys, this is Jedith and this is a very important video, so I hope everyone is paying attention. Blizzard just dropped some insane news on us by telling us the tier set situation for the next season of Dragonflight Season 4. Now this season is going to be a fated season, fated in quotation marks. It's going to be called something different this time around, but if you remember back in Shadowlands what the fated season was like, we bring back all the different raids and all the different dungeons from that expansion. With the tier sets in mind, you might be asking, okay, are we going to get tier sets from the first season, from the second season, or from the third season? Well, they're letting us vote, and I personally think this is kind of a sketchy idea. It's already not working out how I'm sure they expected it to or wanted it to. Dragonflight Season 4 will have a remixed set of gear for each spec chosen by you. We've opened the polls for every set appearance and spec bonus from seasons 1 to 3. So the way that this is working, this is Wowhead's post on it. Essentially, we're going to be able to vote for the look of the tier as well as the bonus that goes with it. So they can be different. You can get the Transmog from season 1, but the tier bonus effect from season 3. Or you can have the Transmog of season 3, but the bonus of tier 2. The effect is not tied to the Transmog itself, which is kind of cool. I like that idea. The problem is here, we're already seeing some really sketchy behavior by the community. Not only just the obvious where, people in, say, the Death Knight community, there's some trolls in there, they're going to vote for the worst one. It's kind of snowballing and becoming a little bit worse than that, where you have certain classes conspiring against other classes and kind of swaying the votes, and it's getting really messy. But I don't want to draw too much attention to that. What I want to draw attention to, for us as Havoc Demon Hunters, this is very important. This decision right here is going to kind of decide our fate for the rest of Dragonflight. So when it comes to the tier bonuses for Havoc, there's one clear, obvious choice that is going to be the most damage and the most kind of just fun and exciting for us in our gameplay. And that's the one that we're currently using in Season 3, Blade Dance and Throw Glaive one, and the Hunt cooldown. But let's look through what all of the previous set bonuses were, just to refresh our memory. So for Season 1, we had the Skybound Avengers set. The two-piece Chaos Strike and Blade Dance chance to critically strike is increased by 5%, and their critical strike damage is increased by 10%. It's the two-piece. Now keep in mind this does lose a little bit of value because Know Your Enemy was nerfed slightly, as well as initiative. Then the four-piece Chaos Strike and Blade Dance have a 20% chance to increase the damage you deal by 5% for 6 seconds. Chaos Strike and Blade Dance critical strikes increase this chance to 40%. So one thing to keep in mind with this starter set essentially for Dragonflight is that they intentionally made them a bit more passive and just kind of boring. They wanted to start the expansion off on a low note and then build up and up and up. If you remember, that was sort of the narrative they spun going into this expansion, and that's why we were pretty disappointed when we ended up getting the next tier, the Kinslayers set. So we were expecting this one to be a little bit more exciting and maybe a bit more interactive. Maybe it changed our gameplay a little bit, but ultimately it didn't. So the two-piece on this one, every 175 Fury you spend, gain Seething Fury, increasing your agility by 10% for 6 seconds. And the four-piece, each time you gain Seething Fury, gain 15 Fury, and the damage of your next I-Beam is increased by 15%, stacking 5 times. I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but going into this tier, they had to go back and nerf this set. So this set has been nerfed probably further than what you remember using back in Season 2. So just keep that in mind. This is probably not as powerful as you remember it being. And one of the scarier things about potentially using these sets again is that they are set bonuses that would unfortunately push us more towards a Cycle of Hatred, Shattered Destiny build, because they're just about being in demon form and using Chaos Strikes and Blade Dance. This might sound a little appealing to some of you, but I promise you it's not, and you're going to be performing worse in your raids and in Mythic Plus. The reason being, when you are playing those builds, you are so tied to every single GCD, every GCD counts because of Cycle of Hatred, right? If you're not pressing your abilities fast enough and at the just optimal times and, optimizing your uptime, making sure you're not missing any GCDs. If you're not doing that, you're not getting your I-Beam reset as often as you could be, meaning you're not in demon form as much as you could be, and you're just going to not be doing the damage that you might expect to do. Now, let's look at our current set. And this is one that's been met with, I think, a lot of praise. A lot of people are enjoying playing this build so far in this season for a multitude of reasons. Not just because it's super powerful, but it's interactive in a way where you're pressing Blade Dance and you're getting 2 GCDs for the price of 1. which is super cool. And you have to like monitor your throw glaive charges to your blade dance usage. And it's kind of cool to see how it synergizes with all of the throw glaive talents that are in your talent tree. The way that this is working is it's essentially letting us play the throw glaive build that we played back in season 1. If you remember season 1 of Dragonflight, when Demon Hunter was just absolutely nutty, where we were topping meters everywhere, playing that throw glaive build. It's allowing us to play that build without actually having to waste our globals by pressing throw glaive constantly, because it's being combined with blade dance here. So the 2-piece bonus, blade dance automatically triggers throw glaive on your primary target for 100% damage, and each slash has a 50% chance to throw glaive an enemy for 35% damage. Awesome to see all these glaives flying out every time you blade dance. And then the 4-piece throw glaive reduces the remaining cooldown of the hunt by 2 seconds, and the hunt's damage over time effect lasts 6 seconds longer. So this 4-piece bonus is allowing us to press that super fun button way more often, right? Think of how often we're pressing the hunt now. It's almost like every minute, 45 seconds. I don't think it's that low, but we're pressing the hunt way more often now, and we all know the hunt is super fun to press. Just like rocket across the map if you're doing it long distance. It's a great ability. I love it. And the fact that it's extending the hunt's dot extra 6 seconds, that's what's doing so much of your damage in Mythic Plus right now. If you look at the meters and you're using it properly, a large portion of your overall is the dot from the hunt, which is, I think, super cool. So here's the thing, guys. If you want Havoc to feel good in the next season, if you want us to be successful, if you want to, unfortunately, keep playing Havoc, you're probably going to want to pick the Season 3 bonus. If we have to go back and we're playing the Season 1 bonus, this one, you're not even going to know it exists. I can promise you. It's not something you notice. It's just, increased crit chance on those abilities. The value of this has gone down because we've had nerfs since Season 1 to Initiative, and we've had nerfs to Know Your Enemy. So the value of crit has gone down a little bit. It's not to say crit is bad, but the value that we're getting from this set alone has gone down from what it was previously. And now this set is I-beam based, but even when we used this set, I-beam was hitting like a wet noodle. It hits like a wet noodle now. It hit like a wet noodle back then. And I promise you, in Season 4, it will still hit like a wet noodle. You won't enjoy using this tier bonus, because even though you're getting like stacks of this buff of Seething Fury or whatever, you never played around it. You didn't have to track your stacks. It made no difference. You basically just forgot it exists and you played it as a passive. At least with this one, there's a little bit of interaction to it. You get to see your glaives going out. It has interaction with Soul Rend is what it's called now. Soul Rend? No, Soul Scar. Soul Scar. It has interactions with Soul Scar, all the other throw glaive talents. It's just super cool. And with the 4-piece, you're able to press the hunt more often. And with that reason alone, I think it's worth taking just for that. So I am urging you guys to make the right decision here. Not telling you exactly what you need to pick, but if you enjoy playing Havoc and you want to continue enjoying playing Havoc, you should probably pick this one. Now that that's been taken care of, let's look at the Transmog part of this decision. Now, truthfully, when it comes to the Transmog, I don't give a shit what one you pick. Pick whatever one you like best. If I had to choose, Season 1 is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I do like the colors. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. I'm curious to see if they're going to bring back the same look, but maybe a different shade or a different color variant for this faded season. That would be pretty neat, but I don't mind this set. Now, the second tier set, Season 2, this one I kind of hate. I don't know many people that do like this one. I think the colors are very, very odd. The armor just looks weird. There's not too much that's appealing. I don't like it. I don't like it. So you won't see me picking this one. And then finally, Season 3. This one is very cool. I have no problems with this one. I think the color choices are really neat. I think the color choices are really nice. All of the sets look pretty good in my opinion. The only one I don't really like is the Mythic one. I think it looks a bit too clownish. But I really like the Raid Finder one. I like the normal one. I like the Heroic one. I even really like the PvP ones. I haven't gotten these yet, and I probably won't get them, but they do look super cool. So if you are going to vote, which I do think you should, the links to vote will be down in the description of this video. Scroll down, click on the appropriate one because there are different links for NA accounts and for EU accounts. So make sure you click on the right one, vote for whichever one you like best. Now it is kind of taking a while to load. These sites, the Blizzard site is taking a beating right now with all these people getting on trying to vote. So you will have to be a little patient with it. But when it comes to the actual tier bonus, the only one that I would ever consider is the Season 3 bonus. It's just way too good. It's the only one that has actually provided enough value to us where we can say that our success is largely in part due to the tier bonus. In Season 1, really had nothing to do. Our success had nothing to do with that tier bonus. It was just passive. It was just some crit, little extra damage here and there. Had nothing to do with that tier bonus. In season 2, it was, again, mostly passive, just like a little extra damage here and there. Tried to buff our I-beam. I-beam sucks anyways. This is the only tier bonus that really did anything for us in season 3. So, yeah, go and vote for season 3. I promise you it's the right choice. You'll be happy with your decision. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. And I do have another video going up tomorrow. I had it planned for today, but of course this news came out, so I had to push it back a day and put this video out. So check back to the YouTube channel tomorrow for the next video. All right, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go vote. Link is down in the description, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.